This is your Rural Evening News for Wednesday, August 30th. I'm Mark Oppel, coming to you from Decatur, Illinois. Day 2 complete now at the Farm Progress Show. What a day it was. Crowds come filing in from the 8 o'clock opening of the gates all the way through, and Matt Youngman talking about the field demonstrations and all that's going on. Free concert tonight. Eastern Corbin will be putting on a free concert for anyone who wants to attend, just part of the Farm Progress Show. Great partners at Allendale that have joined us here, and our first guest tonight is the chairman of Allendale, and is Paul Georgy. Paul, welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
And great to be here.
You've got a big crop survey that's coming out on Friday. Talk about that. A lot of work has led up to this, and we're going to get the numbers here in 24 hours or so.
Today was the last day that we taking data to put in our survey. It was a 2-week survey. The farmers know their fields better than anybody else, and that's the philosophy behind it. We've done it for 28 years, and we will release that data on at 7:30 Friday morning, and a lot in the trade do monitor that and wonder what we come up with, because we have been very close to the September report number from the USDA when we get done tabulating all these numbers.
And you were telling me that we've got a lot more data, a lot more folks that helped us put these numbers together from a wider geographic area.
It has been wonderful this year. We've had a tremendous amount of participation. Last year we had 31 states represented, corn producers in 31 states. We've got that number plus this year. And some of the early indications that I can share is that what Rich Nelson has been telling me is that our biggest concern this year, and the numbers that are going to determine what kind of yield average we got and what kind of total production, is the I-state yields. What is Iowa, Illinois, Indiana going to produce? And we're finding extremely variable yields in those states.
Well, we really appreciate Rich Nelson and all the staff there at Allendale on a daily basis. But you were talking also, before we have to say goodbye tonight, is that, Mark, we might be reaching our harvest lows earlier than normal this year. What about that?
Well, we think it's possible because we've got a tremendous amount of farmers selling right now. There's a lot of contracts that have to be sold and priced, and they're doing that. And it's like a whole harvest coming in, marketing their grain early, and now their bins are going to be empty, so they won't have to sell. They won't be forced to sell. So it's very likely we could be seeing our lows right now, and we're going to hopefully take advantage of that.
Yeah, you mentioned that there may be lines longer that look like harvest lines right now, that folks are just getting that corn out of the elevator.
We're hearing that from our people that I've run into at the Farm Progress Show here. They're telling me that they've been to the elevator this last week, or an ethanol plant, and there's lines longer than they have at harvest time. So if that's the case, that means the farmers' bins are being emptied. And if they're empty, they're not going to be selling corn later on.
Right.
They're going to put it in the bin and wait till hopefully prices get higher.
Paul, thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you very much,
leading
Mark.
off our news tonight from the Farm Progress Show. And again, that's 7:30 Central Time on Friday morning. The Allendale crop tour numbers will be released, and we'll have them for you on our Market Day Report and reaction from our friends at Allendale throughout the day. Now, as we continue our news this evening, farm lawmakers are heading back to Washington after their break. They'll be going back next week, having hearing sessions about the 2018 Farm Bill around the country, getting some tough questions about that Farm Bill, what it will or may not include. And for more on that, let's go to our Washington Bureau Chief, Sarah Mock.